The Pepsi scandal that shook the Philippines. In 1992, Pepsi launched a massive marketing campaign in the Philippines, one that would go down as one of the biggest corporate disasters in history. The contest, known as Number Fever, was supposed to be a simple way to excite customers. Each evening, a lucky number was announced on the news, and anyone with that number printed under their Pepsi bottle cap would win a life-changing 1 million pesos. At that time, 1 million pesos was a fortune for the average Filipino, and the contest quickly became a nationwide obsession. Families started hoarding bottle caps, people dug through dumpsters, and nearly half of the country was actively participating, hoping to become the next millionaire. Due to the campaign's overwhelming success, Pepsi decided to extend Number Fever for another 5 weeks. But what was meant to be an exciting marketing move soon turned into a nightmare. The catastrophic mistake: Pepsi had carefully controlled the contest by limiting the number of winning caps. A computer system ensured that only 2 winning caps would be printed for each draw, keeping Pepsi's payout within their budget. But then, a critical glitch changed everything. On May 25, 1992, at exactly 6 p.m., Channel 2 Evening News announced that the winning number was 349. Almost instantly, chaos erupted across the country. Instead of just 2 winners, hundreds of thousands of Filipinos celebrated, because 349 wasn't supposed to be a winning number at all. Since it had originally been marked as a non-winning number, bottling plants had printed over 600,000 caps with 349 on them. Some people even had multiple winning caps. That night, the streets exploded with celebration. Families believed they had just won enough money to escape poverty forever. But their joy wouldn't last long. Pepsi faces and angry nation crowds rushed to Pepsi factories, eager to claim their prizes. But when they got there, security had already shut down the gates. The company quickly realized they had made a multi-billion-dollar mistake, one they could never afford to pay. In a desperate attempt to contain the situation, Pepsi executives held an emergency meeting in the middle of the night. They ultimately decided not to honor the full payouts. Instead, they blamed the issue on a computer error and offered 500 pesos, about $18, per winning cap. For most people, this was an insult. They had been promised 1 million pesos, not 0.05% of that amount. Many rejected Pepsi's offer outright, and soon rage replaced excitement. Riots, bombings, and lawsuits. As frustration spread, violent protests broke out across the country. Rioters attacked Pepsi factories, burned company trucks, and threw Molotov cocktails through Pepsi's windows. The escalating violence resulted in 5 deaths and dozens of injuries. Seeing no other option, the affected winners banded together. They formed a group called Coalition 349, led by a local preacher named Del Fierro. Their goal? Take Pepsi to court and force the company to pay out over $400 million in compensation. Over the next year, a shocking conspiracy theory began to spread. According to police testimony, some believed that Pepsi itself had orchestrated some of the violent attacks, allegedly hiring mercenaries to make Coalition 349 look like a terrorist group and weaken their case in court. Pepsi, of course, denied these claims, but the damage was done. By 1993, the situation had escalated to the point that a court finally issued arrest warrants for 9 Pepsi executives. It seemed like a victory for Coalition 349, but it was short-lived. How it all ended. Despite the legal battles, almost all lawsuits against Pepsi were eventually dismissed. In 2006, the courts ruled that Pepsi was not legally responsible for the contest disaster. The company only had to pay a small fine of 150,000 pesos, a laughable amount compared to the billions they could have lost. Even today, many Filipinos still refuse to drink Pepsi. In some communities, simply mentioning number fever brings anger and resentment. Years later, when asked about the scandal, Pepsi issued a short corporate statement. These events took place nearly 30 years ago, and none of the executives involved remain at PepsiCo. We deeply regret any pain and suffering our mistake caused the people of the Philippines. But for those who lived through one of the biggest marketing disasters in history, an apology was never enough.